All right. What's funny is I'm actually eating dinner. I was thinking like feed like instead of shorts feed like a live feed. That's what they call it. All right. So, ooh, the kale out in Utah is delicious. I'm at Walmart for the night. If you go check out my shorts feed, I put up today's hike and what happened, which was absolutely insane, but well worth it nonetheless. I'm having dinner. It's going to be everything hummus with cucumber, packaged salmon. They have lemon pepper, pepper, lemon pepper pink salmon, skinless and boneless. Great value in the Walmart. I'm sorry, in Utah at the Walmart. I'm exhausted from training and hiking today. So, anyhow, let's get into it. So, the craziest experience I ever had in my life was in Utah. Two of them. And I'm eating this right out of it because I don't feel like going and getting my fork. And I'll tell you why. Oh man, what did I do? I'm sorry, I'm all goofed up here. We'll get rocking on this story here in a second. All right, there it is. I need my electrolyte packet for my drink. So, the lemon pepper salmon is really good, I must say. So, what happened today was I'm sorry. Go check out the shorts feed to see what happened today. What happened when I first got into Utah is if you're doing the van life, I'm going to tell you right now, never, ever, ever drive with anything less than half a tank of gas. Because I did it. I just want to thank whoever gave the thumbs up and is watching. So when I was in Utah, when I started driving right away, as soon as I get to half a tank, I stop off into the gas station and fill it back up. And I let the drive sit for, I let the engine cool down for about a half hour to an hour. Sometimes two, sometimes three. I relax. And I get back on the road. And I'll tell you what, thank God I did that when I first got into Utah, because there's a stretch of highway off of, I believe it's Interstate 80 or Interstate 70 that is non-stop. No service when you pull off, no places to get gas, nothing. So you need to have, if you go to Utah, full tank of gas, half tank of gas, pull in somewhere, put it back up to full. Because it is absolutely nuts to welcome to chat. Remember to guard your privacy. What does that mean? Why is it do I cancel? Oh, sorry. I said start a poll. I'm not starting a poll. So anyhow, back to the story. So I'm driving, and then I hit, and I'm going to put pictures on the community. I hit this section. It was about 7:30 of the highway, and it was like the cosmos blew up in the sky. The colors behind the clouds, in the clouds, the sun, how bright it was, the way it sat as it started to set behind the mountains was incredible. And then behind the desert, and there was no mountains. And all of a sudden you hit this hill and go down, and it's flat, and it's like you go down, and then as you drive down, the mountains just start 45ing and appearing. And it's so majestic. You can't help but think, where are the dragons? You feel like you're in the Lord of the Rings movie. And I was like, oh my God, I love the way Utah looks. I totally regret not saying this because I had written a poem that talked about how the eeriness behind the Utah highway is so scary and surreal that you can't help but wonder, like, is something bad going to happen? Am I going to break down? Anyhow, I see the sign that says Salt Lake City, Utah. And the rocks are at a 45-degree angle and they blast out. They look like huge formations. And I have this crazy experience that there has to be something that carved the cosmos because, I'm sorry, that carved the earth into the cosmos. There has to be a God because there is no way that something so imperfect could be so gorgeous and perfect looking. No human, no group of humans, the most brilliant minds could create such a landscape with such awe. It was beyond a dream to look at it. And I was like, wow. And it was crazy because as you go up the mountain and the sun starts to set, the clouds would start to look like it was nighttime. And then you would go up and it was like you were chasing the sun again. And you were driving into a falling sunset and climbing and flying higher into as it sets. And it would just continue to burn brighter and brighter, even though it was setting. And it, as you drove up that mountain, you were like, I can't, it's too much. Your brain's like going, because you can't believe what you're seeing. It's so indescribable. And I just never in my life have I experienced anything so powerful and uplifting and stuck me in the moment. I mean, I've been in some intense situations. I've fought in cages. I almost drowned going a whitewater raft and being stuck under the raft, and the current was crushing me against a rock. And the intensity of those situations did not even compare to the awestruck sight that I experienced on top of that mountain. And I was like on this just spiritual, deep connection with nature. I'm like, I had no thought in my brain. And then night fell. And you want to talk about total opposite? Complete and total opposite? It gets so black in those mountains, and there is not one light in sight. And all you were hoping and praying for is that you don't break down and an animal doesn't run out in front of your car. And when I say black, I want you to imagine watching a video in space with no stars. It is the absolute absence of light on the top of this highway. And you're in a total state of fear. I mean, you thought your adrenaline pumps when you think you're in danger of seeing a bear, because I've had that happen too, where I'm camping and there's a bear where we're at, and you can hear it growling, but it's nowhere in sight. I mean, this was scarier than that. And you can't even describe, like, it's almost like your vision's gray and you can't see. It's not taking the light in correctly. And I don't know if it was because I was driving for 13 hours straight on 2 hours of sleep and I had like no food in my stomach and I was just running on caffeine or what. But like, it was so scary to go from being in such a state of awe to when it became nightfall and to have nothing. There's no businesses, no houses. All it is, and there was no night sky because of the clouds. So you could only see like 20 feet in front of you and everything around the road was just black. And it, like, because you're going 60 miles an hour or 70, because you can go 80 in Utah. Everybody around you, if somebody drives around you, which was very rare, would blast past you. So you'd be going 70 down these hills and everything's kind of blending. And then I was like, this is the worst experience of my life. This is the worst, most horrible experience of my life. And it was crazy to go from such extremes, you know. But it was quite a sight. So for all you van lifers out there, if you decide that you're going to go through Utah, you got to know you probably shouldn't drive at night. And if you drive, you better have a full tank of gas when you start in Utah. And every time you're at half a tank and you see a gas station, you immediately get off and you jump into that gas station and put it fill up your tank. Because man, you can get stuck. And at one point, I did lose my signal on my phone, which was super crazy. So yeah, excuse me. So originally, I was going to do the Grand Canyon hike tomorrow, but now I think what we're going to do is what's going on? What's up, BCC? How you doing? Well, I don't want to say I'm a man because I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, or a man or a woman. So, what's up? So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be going to Zion, kind of get my feet wet again. I'm going to do some. I'm going to. I think it's called Angels Landing. I believe is like the super scenic spot where everybody goes and hikes. I guess it's really challenging. My buddy Mark said he did it. He said you got to make sure to go to parks.gov and get a license or something like that. CC Motion 1998. What's up, fam? You're back again. Heck yeah, my man. Good to see you. Manning Thames. My name is not Jim. I am Chris, the host of the channel as Jim sees it. If you want to know who Jim is, Raymond and I, he's the editor. We put Jim in all of our episodes that you can watch. It's in the comedy. It's not in any of the how-to stuff on the how-to van life. So if you want to figure out who Jim is, it's kind of like, I don't know if you're old enough to know Where's Waldo. It's from the 90s. It's like you got to find Waldo and all this crazy stuff. It's like, who's Jim? So kind of like a fun part of the channel. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to say what's up to everybody I know. What's up, fam? What's up, fam? We're the YouTube family. We're the YouTube traveling family. Family. Oh, no, don't apologize. That's a great question. You know what I mean? Everybody asks it. They're like, hey, Jim. I'm like, oh, no. You know? But yeah, and it has like traveling stuff, so it kind of makes sense why people would, my hair pulled you in. Well, glorious. Thank you. I get a lot of compliments on my hair, and I'd love to say I did it myself, but it's from my mom's genetics. You think my hair's nice? You should see my mom's and my sister's. Oh my gosh. It's like we have lion manes. You know? But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to this hummus. If you are a hummus fan, everything hummus at Walmart is the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. Oh, I love it. I usually do it. What's really good is dip the kale in hummus is really good because kale is super cheap and it's a super vegetable. It's great for energy. Or you dip a cucumber in the hummus. Usually I do it with cheese, but I don't know how to eat cheese in moderation. If I buy a block, I'll eat the whole thing. So is it? No, it's Marketplace. I think it's the Walmart brand, if I'm not mistaken. But it's super, super healthy and super good. You can eat a whole canister of hummus a day. One, it's dirt cheap. Two, it's super good for you. All the healthy fats for your heart and all that good stuff. And I think it makes your skin shinier. I swear to God. And fiber because of the beans. I think it's garbanzo beans, right? Is what the hummus is from. You got that Robert Plant hair. Ain't nothing like it 100%. Well, I appreciate it, man. I wish I could say like I made it. You know? I'd feel like I'd take more like happiness out of it. I like the lemon pepper pink salmon. Chickpeas. I thought chickpeas are garbanzo. Oh, I had it wrong. No, you know what? You're right. It is chickpeas, and there's a bunch of other like oils and mixtures in it. I don't know what it is, but I tell you what, homemade hummus. When people do that, that's the best. I love homemade hummus. My buddy Steve, God bless his soul, rest in peace, Steve. He used to make some killer hummus, man. It's something he would put like this just perfect. Son of a bitch. This sticker stuck to the cucumber. Come on. Hey, I'm not going to complain. I just got to go buy food wherever I wanted. And there's one thing I believe. I believe if you live in a place where you can go and buy food whenever you want, life is good. All right. So tomorrow's plan. I'm going to Zion because I'm in Utah right now, and I'm going to go on Angel's Landing and hike that up and down. I'm going to try to do that. And I'm going to try to do that in 3.5 hours. That's the goal. Tonight I trained. I did, which if you go and subscribe to the channel, I'm going to have a bunch of training stuff on there if you're doing the van life, using kettlebells and sleds and staying in like a great shape. Anyhow, I did some high altitude, well, not high altitude training, but I went and did some kettlebell swings, like heavy bench, nonstop stuff, like circuits, kettlebell snatches, 55-pound kettlebell swings, 55-pound kettlebell snatches, bench press with it, and then a 70, 85, 95 bench press, and then went and sat in the sauna for a half hour, took a cold shower. I do a lot of that stuff because it's like super good for your brain health, super good for health. It's good for your skin. It's good for all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, I do a lot of that training too to maintain when I'm going to be doing like the high altitude stuff. And I'll tell you what, man, I was surprised. I thought I was going to be a little bit more tired, but I wasn't. You don't sleep? No, no, no. I definitely sleep. But what I do is I try to schedule the feeds at nighttime. And before, when I was doing it, it was 11 o'clock. So right now, it changed 2 hours in the time zone. So it's only like 9:30 where I'm at. But 11:30 or 12:30 and where I was at before, so it looked like I don't sleep. When I was driving though, I was ripping on 2-3 hours sleep, get up and drive 8, 9, 12 hours. That was really stupid. I don't recommend that. But I was trying to get here on time to meet my buddy Mark. But yeah. No, I love sleeping. I love it. I'm huge on sleep because it helps me deal with stress. And I'm a huge dream journal guy. I love doing a dream journal and writing down my dreams. And I can't have, if I'm sleeping, I don't get to see the good stuff. So, like, whenever I do a dream journal, I go on Chat GPT and I say, through the lens of Jungian analysis and Robert Moore and the archetypes, I need you to analyze my dream. And I put the dream in there and it analyzes it. And it's kind of like a little like psychoanalysis of what's going on via Chat GPT, pulling all the writings from Carl Jung. Because I don't really understand a lot of Carl Jung stuff, but I love learning about how he interpreted the mind. Here's a crazy thing that I don't know, like, to me, it's like super fascinating about Carl Jung. So he was I just had to look at a text message somebody sent me. They looked at the short where I put on I am the highway. So anyhow, go check out that shorts feed. So back to Carl Jung. So Carl Jung is like the Michael Jordan of psychology. He was like what split him and Freud was Freud believed in the atheistic concept of human existence, and Jung believed in the spiritual and believed there's a God. And there's an interview of Carl Jung where they ask him about God, and he says, "No, I don't believe in God. I know there's a God." And like the way he said it, he believes it through and through, and it was so powerful. It's one of my favorite interviews of him. So I don't understand the deep complexities of the archetypes. I understand the very basics, and I just started understanding them because I've been listening and listening to the audiobooks and learning about Carl Jung's basic texts, because one of the ones that is crazy is Ion, and it's like I can't even begin to fathom what it is. But some of the things he talks about is a bush soul that tribes were connected to, and it's like you have an animal or a plant life that you're deeply connected to. And like suppose, let's say for an example, if a human being has a bush soul with an alligator, if they go into a lake with alligators, it's believed by this tribe that he won't be attacked. So like just things like that Carl Jung observed in regards to that. But so I love learning about his stuff and the way he interprets the human brain and like dream analysis. And like the one thing I believe that everything across the cosmos is connected to is the dream world, because it's the only place that's unbiased. And animals experience dreams, humans experience dreams, no matter how good, no matter how bad. Like it's the one place where everybody's deeply connected. So I don't know why I went on that little Carl Jung rant. It's like one of my interests, one of the things I'll do late at night listening to. But yeah, if you didn't already guess, I have ADHD. So, but yeah, man, I'm really looking forward. I thought it was all right. So I've been being selfish and talking and looking at what people are commenting. Your memory sucks. Okay, check it out. I have a solution. So if you go to Walmart, there's this. You know what? Let me just go. I'm gonna wait a little bit. So there's this mushroom. You know what? No. If you're on here listening to me, I'm gonna go find the supplement I recommend if you have trouble with memory. I swear by this stuff, and you can get it at Walmart. That's the best part. Let me go grab it. Hold on. You know what does help with memory too is I believe ginkgo biloba and creatine. And you don't creatine just doesn't it doesn't I mean obviously it helps with strength and makes your muscles bigger. I take it every day, but creatine's really good for brain health. They're finding in the latest studies. And you can get like, here's an example. So the creatine I get is 6-star. You can get it at Walmart for like $11, and it gives you, it's a 30-day supply. So but this I will swear by for brain health. So it's a mushroom supplement. What about alpha GPC? Give me 1 second to answer that. CC Motion 98. Mushroom memory and blend powder. You can get this at Walmart. It's 11 or 12 bucks. But listen, it's in the baking aisle. It's not in the supplements. I know you're like thinking, why would that be in the baking aisle? But it's where you get psyllium husk and things of that nature. It's by like the organic um, baking goods where you can get, I think like the Seau powder, also coconut powder, coconut baking powder, stuff like that. So that's where you can get that at. Oh, I gotta turn this. It's a little chilly out in Utah today, so I'm gonna get this. Let's get this light on. You have to have a light. Well, if you're doing any type of video, you should have a light. So normally I use a blue light. I just think it looks cooler. I think I'm trying to create a signature. All right, hold on here. All right, mode and oh no no no. All right, and blue. All right, there we go. I like the blue. Alpha GPC. I don't know. I've never tried that. Is it muted now? This happened before. This drives me absolutely insane. Oh, wait, you know what? What about now? Are we muted now? This is going to drive me absolutely crazy. There you go. All right. Let hit! What's up, player? Let hit. Now, it's not that I'm giving him extra attention and love, but I'm giving him extra attention and love. He's been with me since the very beginning, man. The very beginning when the channel was just like me trying to do humor, miserable at a gas station, talking about I wanted to move back into a van, but I didn't do it. So I got to give him love, man. He's been there, support hardcore from the beginning. What's up, playa? I'm just sitting around eating some hummus, everything hummus, and some kale from Walmart, getting ready for the hike tomorrow in Zion National Park in Utah. I took tons of pictures today. When I'm all done with this live feed, I'm going to go ahead and put just here. Dude, see the dream, bro. You're part of the dream. I don't know if you know this, but I was just talking about Carl Jung. And those of you that heard me talking about it, he talks about synchronicity. I think he's the guy that coined that term. So synchronicity is where the collective unconscious comes together and it becomes like one brain. And everybody kind of communicates at this unconscious level. And now that tells me even more that Carl Jung's theories on synchronicity are real, because he said, just here to see the dream, man. Dude, I was just talking about that. I don't think you were locked in yet on the channel, because it would have showed you, or maybe you were, and I'm just like wishful thinking, but like I talked about it 5 minutes ago. When we're done, check out the feed and you'll see what I was talking about. But yeah. Carl Jung was legit. That guy's a stud when he was the Michael Jordan of like understanding the deepest complexities of the human psyche. Brilliant. Oh yeah, so yeah, you were not. So that synchronicity is real. So this is how brilliant Carl Jung was. In Europe, when right before Hitler and his regimes, and I'm not like a big history guy, but I do know this. Before he took over, Carl Jung was analyzing people, and he said, based on the dreams that everybody was having as a collective, that he knew something powerful and evil was about to hit the culture in Europe. And then Hitler came into power. And I was like, that's so crazy. There's an interview on YouTube if you want to look it up. Go look at that. It's also the same one where Carl Jung says, like, I don't believe in God. I know there's a God. So it's super powerful stuff. But yeah. He's a stud. I love the simple writings he has, because I ain't got the IQ or the intellect, and it's not that I don't try to understand that stuff. It just they use words that I didn't know were in that are used on Earth. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to think. We all try. Nice. So how about so last night I was doing this thing, or 2 nights ago, where I was like, everybody, so I write screenplays, and what's everybody's favorite movie here? And a lot of people are going to say, well, that's a huge thing, because movies are like such powerful pieces of art. And the reason I think they're so powerful is, one, they use like every spectrum of art in one medium, right? You've got music, which evokes emotion. You've got images, which evoke emotion. You have it's poetry. It's free verse poetry, essentially. Some of the people, they write like it's almost poetic, like it follows certain modes of poetry, whether they mean to do it or not. It's in there, and it makes you feel like you're in another world. So that's like the spiritual and the myth behind it, the story, and it's all in one. It encompasses one medium. So that's why I think like movies are so powerful, and they're like the art. They're like the alpha of all the arts, you know. So everybody here, what's your favorite movie? That's a hard one to pine down. Right. See? Yeah. Everybody's like, what? If I could, all right. So if you could watch a movie, if you're on an island for the rest of your life with somebody you love, and you have one movie that you want them to see, and it's the only movie you can watch on the island for the rest of your life, what movie would that be? So write that down. I'll tell you what movie it would be for me. Not the one I wrote either. I mean, because I wrote it. You know what I mean? That would be so super arrogant and narcissistic. I think if it was a movie of that nature, then the one for me would be What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. Yep, that's the one. Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robin Williams. Powerful, powerful movie. Big Trouble in Little China. Classic. Yes. Yes. That had a stud lineup, too. That was Kurt Russell's, like, wasn't that like one of his, was that before Escape from New York or after? I can't remember. Do you know? Lead Hitter, anybody on there? I have no idea. Oh, come on, man. Give it some thought. You don't got to answer it right away. Just, give it. It was after? Okay. I know Kurt Russell still to this day, that dude can act. I just watched a pretty gruesome Western that he was in. I can't remember the name of it, but it was Bonesaw. I think it's called Bonesaw. That movie was insane. Monty Python's Holy Grail. Nice. Yeah, comedy. Yeah, all right. You know what? I've never seen the whole Monty Python's Holy Grail movie. I don't know why. I start watching it, and then I drift off for whatever reason. For shame. Is that like one of the things that are in the movie? Or are you saying shame on me? You know what would be cool? If YouTube had like a deck of cards that when we're on this live feed, we could like play cards. Like we could doot, doot, doot. Shame on you. Okay, damn it. I figured, I had a feeling it was shame on me. Are you being a shame wizard right now? Casting spells of anger and grief upon me? I tell you, one thing I don't like about having this long hair, dude, is it gets in my mouth sometimes when I'm eating. And it like knocks up the food and pulls it out of my stinking mouth. So is everybody here big holiday people? Are you guys looking forward to Halloween? Oh, by the way, I'm going to Vegas for Halloween, and I think that's going to be some interesting stories and live feeds. I've never been to Vegas, so I'm really excited about that. I hope everybody here I hope we all have some fun with that one. Ponytail, good point. That's a very good point. I don't know why I don't do that. I tell you, this electrolyte water is so good. My buddy Jim gave it to me before I left in a bucket, like a bucket of goodies. He gave me a plastic bucket of goodies to keep safe on the trails and things of that nature. So, all right, everybody. I feel myself really starting to wind down and get tired. It's probably from all the food I'm eating. So, I'll tell you all good night. I'll be up again tomorrow night. I'm going to try to do like similar times. Oh, that's funny. Oh, there we go. Synchronicity again. Synchronicity again. All right. I'll have an update, everybody, on plans tomorrow. Good night. Be safe. Have fun. Oh, that's so funny. All right. You owe me a Coke. All right, everybody. Later.